The Tree of Life in Kabbalah is the central mystical diagram of the universe, describing the process of creation, the structure of God, and the connection between man and the Creator. It consists of 10 Sephirot, or levels of divine light, connected by 22 paths, and encompasses 4 spiritual worlds, from the highest to the physical. Kabbalah media emphasizes that the Tree of Life is a ladder connecting the Creator and creation. Divine light descends along it, and man, by studying the laws of the Sephirot, can become like the Creator and ascend back to the spiritual world. The basic principles of this teaching are explored in detail in Arzamas's Kabbalah for Beginners materials. The Kabbalistic Tree of Life, Etz Chaim, also known as the Reverse Tree of Life, is a mystical symbolic system in Kabbalistic Jewish thought, consisting of 10 Sephirot and 22 paths, symbolizing the structure of the universe and the path of human spiritual ascension. Its prototype is taken from the Tree of Life in Eden in the book of Genesis, and through the 4 worlds, Atsilut, Beriah, Yetzirah, and Assiah, and 3 pillars, Chesed, Temperance, and Gevurah. It describes the process of divine creation and serves as a metaphor for humankind's return to divinity. This system centers on a diagram consisting of 10 Sephirot and 22 paths, where each circle corresponds to a planetary archetype and contains a system of numbers and letters. Through meditation and the rectification of the paths, the spiritual return to Keter is accomplished. To move from the lower to the higher worlds, one must pass through 3 energy rings, Ein, Ein Sof, and Infinite Light, demonstrating the process of individualization from non-existence to existence. Kabbalistic thought originates in the Book of Creation, 3rd to 6th century CE. Medieval Kabbalists integrated ancient knowledge into a system of numbers and letters, and in the 13th century, the Book of Radiance formed a coherent philosophical system. In the 16th century, some associated it with the planets, while others deepened the meditative practice, combining it with Indian metaphysics. The ideological principles of Kabbalah derive from the Bible of Abrahamic religions, particularly the Genesis of the Old Testament, as well as from texts such as the Book of Creation, Sefer Yetzirah, which appeared in the 3rd to 6th century CE. The study of Kabbalistic thought is believed to enable us to discern the mysterious cause-effect of the universe. The Book of Radiance, Sefer HaZohar, compiled in the 13th century, occupies a prominent place in the wisdom of Kabbalah. The word Kabbalah derives from Hebrew and means reception. Kabbalistic thought uses the Tree of Life growing in the heavens as a symbol of the entire universe, and its meaning is difficult to comprehend. It is generally believed that the Tree of Life symbolizes the vast universe, the human body as a microcosm, and the spiritual journey to attain divine status. This Tree of Life consists of 10 spheres, or Sephirot, and 22 paths. Man resides in a separate realm, Malkhut, and undergoes a path of correction through the 22 paths to the 10 spheres until he reaches Keter. The Tree of Life can be broadly divided into 3 basic structures: 3 pillars, 10 Sephirot, 4 worlds, and 22 paths. The Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil and the Tree of Life are not the same tree. The path along which humanity falls from a state of perfection is called the Tree of Knowledge of Good and Evil. All phenomena in the world, including all the laws of the universe, are initially undifferentiated between good and evil. Only after the fall of humanity, with the emergence of the concept of ego, did the division into so-called good and evil arise. When a person awakens and strives to return to a state of perfection, the path of return is the tree of life. To enter the tree of life, the reverse ascent of human spirituality to return to eternal life, one must first conquer inner demon, egoism, and finally make the final breakthrough, gaining power superior to that of a heavenly being to achieve success. The modern concept of the Kabbalistic Tree of Life was created by a medieval Jewish mystic and rabbi. He unified the ancient knowledge of the past using numbers and letters, using this as the basis for answering religious and philosophical questions. Later, Kabbalists went further, dividing the origins of things into 10 numbers linked by 22 paths, where each number corresponds to a Hebrew letter. A specific classification diagram is presented as the Tree of Life. In the 13th century, thanks to the Book of Splendor, Sefer HaZohar, this concept became widely known. By the 16th century, this teaching had developed into a coherent Jewish philosophical theory. Many religions and schools around the world profess various concepts of the Tree of Life.
The Essenes even made the Tree of Life, Sephirot, the central element of their faith, although their Tree of Life, on the contrary, is closer to the realm of Indian metaphysics. The true meaning of the Sephirot symbolizes the process of humanity's attainment of salvation. The lines represent forms of existence, the circles represent forms of consciousness. The former are minor paths of wisdom, the latter are major paths of wisdom. The entire painting represents the process of salvation from power to form. Regarding views on the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, it is commonly believed that the 10 spheres of the Tree of Life represent 10 aspects of God. The left side represents the masculine principle, the right side the feminine, and the center the zone of their harmony. For believers, these 10 spheres also represent the centers of energy accessible to humans, which is the concept of God developed in ancient religions. Using the metaphor of coal and flame, in the dark, a person can discern the presence of coal, but once the coal ignites and emits light, a person can discover its existence. However, flame is only one of the properties expressed by coal, and by no means represents it in its entirety. Ancient thinkers believed that God existed in a similar way, and therefore they developed 10 levels of divine attributes called Kabbalah, and the structure connecting these 10 attributes through paths of emanation is called the Kabbalistic Tree of Life. The Tree of Life consists of 10 circles, or Sephirot, or emanations, Sephirah, and 22 paths. Man exists in a separate kingdom, Malkhut, and makes a meditative journey through the 22 paths to the 10 Sephirot until he reaches the crown, Keter. Furthermore, each Sephirah is believed to have its own guardian archangel who guides people. The 22 paths connecting the 10 Sephirot correspond to a constellation and a planet in astrology, and each Sephirah, also corresponds to one planet. In the historical development of Kabbalah, various schools proposed different structural schemes of the Sephirot, expressing different spiritual levels. The tradition of counting to 10 goes back to the Sefer Yetzirah, 10 Sephirot of nothingness, not 9 and not 11. Although various schools list a total of 11 Sephirot, Two of them, crown and knowledge, are considered the subconscious manifestation and conscious manifestation of the same essence, thus reducing these 11 Sephirot to 10 categories. According to Jewish esotericism, to attain the state of the first man, Adam, identified with God, one must undergo the practice of Kabbalah, represented by the Tree of Life. This method of practice is similar to the Taoist practice of returning to one's origins and discovering one's true nature. The contents of Kabbalah primarily include the secrets of creation, the mysteries of life, the art of predicting the fate of individuals and all humanity in the universe, secret methods of changing destiny, secrets hidden in the Bible, and the mysteries of God and the devil. These secrets, aside from the 3 Jewish secret books, the secrets of the angels of God, Sefer Yetzirah, Book of Creation, and the Book of Splendor, Sefer HaZohar, were also partially passed down orally by the sages from generation to generation, and were permitted to be disseminated only among the descendants of the 12 tribes of Israel. This is the true reason why Moses proclaimed the Israelites the chosen people of God. The teachings of Kabbalah are primarily divided into 3 parts: theoretical Kabbalah, meditative Kabbalah, and practical Kabbalah. For a deeper understanding of the key doctrines of Jewish esotericism, one can refer to the aforementioned ancient Hebrew texts. However, the mysteries of the story of creation and the Tree of Life remain unsolved within the teachings of Jewish esotericism, as some of the secrets are mysteries that cannot be transmitted. Therefore, to continue the search for them, it is necessary to return to the origins and understand the origins of Kabbalah and the Tree of Life. It is important to know that before Moses led the Israelites out of Egypt, their people also lived for a long time in Egypt and Babylon. The ancient depictions of the Tree of Life also come from Babylon. The Kabbalah of Jewish esotericism shares similarities with the Kabbalah prevalent in Egypt. By summarizing all the religious beliefs of Egypt, Babylon, and Jewish esotericism, as well as various ancient mythological records and archaeological data, we can arrive at similar conclusions.